Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I essentially multiply my income for print on demand. This is the way I look at it. This is the way I think about success. This is the way I manifest, I guess you could say, success. And when I say manifest success, I'm not dreaming about it. I'm not, thinking about it all day. This is how I do it, okay? So I break it down let's just use a whiteboard to explain, okay? Let's just assume you have an account on any print-on-demand site, 1 site, 2 sites, 5 sites. The numbers are irrelevant, but let's just assume for any given period of time, you've made 1 sale, okay? So you made 1 sale, you made your first sale. If you've made your first sale, let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't made your first sale, also let me know. I'll recommend certain videos for you to watch before you get that first sale, okay? But let's just say you made your first sale in a 30-day period. So let's just go over here and think of a 30-day period. I like to think in terms of 30-day periods because these 30-day periods is how I base my success. I always say, if I'm going to go into a certain avenue, let's say a print-on-demand site like Redbubble or Teespring or TeePublic or Zazzle, or let's just say even Etsy, or even YouTube automation, whatever business I'm going to get into, I always like to do a certain amount of effort till I get that very first sale, right? And then after I get that very first sale, I think I do an analysis, right? And I analyze how much work did it take to get to that first sale. How many hours did it take? How much effort did it take? Was it hard? Was it easy? Can I pay people to do the same thing? What do I need to do to get to that very first sale? And I think about that bulk of work. Let's just say it took me 20 units of effort, right? And it doesn't matter how much units of effort it is for you. Let's just say 20 units of effort to get that very first sale. Well, I think, okay, if I truly want to move forward with this specific business, let's say it's Redbubble, Teespring, Zazzle, Society6, whatever it is, if that's the platform that I truly want to use and I feel comfortable moving forward with it, I'm going to say, okay, I've made 1 sale in X amount of days. Let's just say it's 60 days, for example. My goal, let's just say, is to get, and this is always my first step, my first goal, is to replicate this success every single day. So in a 30-day period, what if I want this every single day? So technically, let's say I got 1 sale during a 60-day period, right? In 60 days, what I would have to do is I would have to take this work here and I would have to multiply by 60 times whatever units of effort that I put, the amount of work that I did to get to this 1 sale. I would have to multiply it by 60 times to get to that 1 sale. Same thing as if I was working for 30 days, right? So let's just say I was working for 30 days, I've gotten 1 sale, right? And that 1 sale, or however many units of effort till I got that 1 sale, and let's just say here's 50 units of effort that I crammed into 1 day's worth of work. And let's say I generated this 1 sale within 30 days. That means I have to do 30 times more of what I already did, which is 50 units of effort, to get a sale every single day. And that's my first goal. And the idea is you want to come up with your very first goal. What is your goal? Is it to make $1 a day? Is it to make 100 a day? Is it to make 20 a day? I take steps, right? My first goal is going to be able to replicate 1 sale a day every day for the month, right? So the whole goal is, when I think of a successful business, I think of something that's producing income every single day. Every single day it's producing income. And so based on this mathematics, right, on the way of looking at this from a numbers point of view, is if I create a business, it doesn't matter what business it is, I look at it and I say, okay, I want it to make me money every single day, whether it be on a low scale, on a high scale. Right now is irrelevant, but I just want to gain something every day. And that's the start to passive income. Now, at this point, I can choose to relax or I can choose to push forward. Now, I'm not going to be some type of motivational, army sergeant here that is telling you work hard, push forward. And you guys know that I'm that kind of person. I am a very motivational, push forward kind of guy. Some people are going to choose to relax and enjoy the passive income, and some people are going to push forward. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You pick which one you want to go to. If you want to relax, well, then you could just stop watching right now. You made your passive income, you achieved your goal, etc., right? Because you know how many units of effort it will take to get this. So, for example, let's just say you've uploaded 126 designs, it's been 60 days, and you've gotten 1 sale, okay? Well, you know that all the work that you've done to get you that one sale, you have to do it 60 times over, right, to be able to get a sale every single day effectively. But is there a shortcut? The answer is yes, there is a shortcut. And we've spoken about this before, but we talked about the skills aspect, right? What are the skills that are noted for any kind of one of these platforms? Let's just say titles, the tags, right? The design quality. Those are just a few. And that's why we have the tagging course and the title, all that kind of stuff, right? I don't need to talk about that too much. You guys already know what that is. But titles, tagging, etc., designing, those are just 3 out of a few aspects that can help improve. Well, through this process, you are going to improve. So the units of effort that it will take, right, is going to be less and less. And so there's going to be less work required. So maybe to get your second or maybe second, third, fifth sale, by then maybe it jumped down from 50 units to 20 units or 10 units or 40 units, right? Whatever, as long as it's going down. And you can decrease the amount of effort it takes to get to these sales because you're more comfortable with the platform. Well, how do we gauge comfortability? It's through the skills. So the skills of improving your tags, improving your titles, improving your design quality. That's going to come over time. It's not going to come right away. Assuming if you don't invest in some sort of mentor or some sort of course or something like that. Okay, that's typically, the fastest way is to learn the information from somebody else. I'm not saying that because I have a course. I'm just saying that that's factual information. If let's say I want to be a carpenter or I want to learn how to build a desk, right, and I have no idea how to do it, I could go somewhere to learn it, or I could just try and bang my head against the wall a million times before I get it, right? So either way, it doesn't matter. If time is of the essence, then maybe it might cost you a little more. If you're not busy, time is not of the essence, then it's not going to cost you as much, and you could do whatever you want, really, right? But I always think of in terms of a 30-day period. Why? Because I think of, to me personally, what makes it a successful business or the potential for passive income is that if it could generate income every single day without me necessarily having to sit down and work at it, okay? Now, for different people, that's at different levels. For some people, it might be every other day. For some people, it might be $50 a month. For some people, it might be $100. For some people, it might be $10 a month. It's just different for everybody, right? I know a kid in high school who I used to actually play video games with back in the day when I was a young kid, and I was in high school with him, and he was actually my classmate. But anyways, he just wanted to make enough money to play his video games every day, which $60 a month is not much, right? And he didn't care about going to work and things like that, and that was normal for him. For other people, maybe they have families that they need support. For me personally, I'll tell you with Redbubble, I've spoken about this before, but to get to that full-time income from what I look at, right, is that's going to take about 10 stores, and that's about 1,800 designs per store for a whole year worth of work. And that's going to be roughly with a little bit more effort, right? If let's just say I extended it for a whole year, not 10 stores, but let's just say a whole year's worth of work and added to those stores throughout the whole entire year for 1 year's worth of work, I'm looking at about 20,000 to 22,000 designs, right? On, let's just say Redbubble, for example. And so Redbubble, that's the numbers for me to make that full-time passive income. But I didn't go to these numbers because immediately I didn't think about it in a scale of a year. I thought about it on a day-by-day basis. If I want to generate a full-time income passively, not working at it, I'm talking passively, to work at it and never have to touch it again, right? Passively, I would have to invest this amount of time. Well, it works the exact same way for you, right? Let's say you generated, like I said, one sale in a 90-day period. Let's just use a 90-day period. And let's say you have 40 designs. Well, then that means you're going to have to take your effort and multiply it times 90 to generate a sale every single day, right? Now, like I said, those 40 designs, not all of them are generating sales. Only one platform are generating sales for you. Can we agree on that? Right? Like, think of it this way, guys. If on Redbubble, and there's actually an ad on Redbubble right here, but let's just say on Redbubble, right, you have 40 designs, okay? You have 40 designs. You generated one sale, and it's been 90 days that it took, okay? Well, what are things that we can manipulate here? Well, we know that the 40 designs, it's not like you sold all 40 to get one sale. No, you only sold one design. So in truth, it was one design that led to one sale during a 90-day period. Can we agree on that? Well, maybe we can assess, study, analyze the characteristics of that one specific design to see what we can do to replicate these designs. And this is where skills come into play, right? Where we can lower the amount of designs that we produce, the workload that we can produce to reach these results faster. So maybe on that specific design, it was a good niche, for example, or maybe it was the proper tagging, or maybe you had a title that really caught somebody's attention on Google, for example. Or maybe it was the description that caught somebody's attention, through SEO. There are different reasons why people select different products to purchase, but overall, the last determining factor is what? I'm quizzing you guys. The last determining factor where consumer decides either to buy or not buy a product is based on what feature? Well, it's based on the quality of the design. Right? The quality of the design. If we're talking about print on demand, if we're talking about some other business, it's going to be a different case. But if we improve our skills, right, the amount of designs we have to produce is less. So it might jump down to 20. It might jump down to 10 instead of 40. And then what we could do is if we do those 10, with those 20, those 30, those 40, whatever the number is, this number decreases. It's not going to be 90 days anymore, right? You're going to start getting a sale every 50 days, every 40 days, every 30 days. Eventually, it will get to the point with the more work that you're putting forward, when you've multiplied your effort times 90, which is 3 times what a normal month is, so 30, right? Eventually, it will get to the point where you're getting a sale every day. But it won't happen until you multiply the workload, which is 90, to get that result every single day. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So let's say you had 5 sales before. Just simply do the math on it. You have 5 sales in a how many day period? What is it going to take to get 1 sale a day? Right? You just multiply it out. And you multiply it in terms of units of effort, okay? And realize that if you want to do less work, meaning let's say, for example, that you have to multiply your amount of effort by 1,000 to get to a sale a day. Well, then you should really head over to the skills department and say, where can I improve my skills to decrease that quotient of 1,000, right? How can I only do, the work 50 times over, 20 times over to get a sale every day? And that's really how basic it is. It's not that difficult of a concept to understand, but unfortunately, it's a matter of work ethic. It's a matter of pushing it out. There's only one thing that doesn't necessarily require you to do the actual work, is if you hire somebody. So if you have the time and you don't have the money, you might have to do it yourself. If you have the money but you don't have the time, you might pay somebody, right? So it's really, you have to pick what way you're going to go. But this is essentially the basis of how I think of things. I always think of it in a monthly period. I think of, okay, what do I want to do? What's my goal here? And 9 times out of 10, my goal is going to be, I want to generate a sale from this business every day. And then that's usually my first goal. My second goal, I tend to multiply things out. I say I want to get a certain number. For sometimes that might be 3,000 a month from a certain business. Sometimes it's 1,000. Sometimes it's 9,000, right? It just depends on what platform I'm using or what platforms. It might be a collection of platforms. So for example, for me, the amount of money that I make from Zazzle is not the same goal that I have for Redbubble. And the amount of I have a goal for Redbubble is not the same as Society6, etc. And all these different things, right? The amount of money that I make from my blogs is drastically higher than the goals that I have for my Redbubble stores or my print-on-demand stores or things like that, right? So it's just different. There's different platforms, different businesses, but regardless, I always think in a monthly kind of perspective. And hopefully this video, guys, helped you out and kind of be able to think the same way I think, all right? I'll talk to you later, yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck. Peace.